Hi, today we've got a twofold project. We're going to try out this new Joby Gorilla Pod tripod that we just bought. It's got magnetic feet on it, and it'll attach to any metallic surface like the back of the pickup truck here. And I really anticipate using this a lot coming up here in hunting season. I drew a deer and elk tag this year in New Mexico. I was pretty fortunate for that. But today I think we'll do something a little bit different. I'd like to go out and look at some of the wildflowers we've got that are just starting to bloom. They're really popping out this time of year, and maybe we can talk my assistant Baylee into coming along and pointing some of them out to us. Thank you. This is the Joby tripod I was talking about. Pretty cool looking little deal. It articulates at every little joint, and then it's got a clip on top that the bloggy slides into, and it anchors it in there, and we can turn it every different direction. So pretty cool little thing. Hope to be using it some more. So here we have my assistant Baylee, who's on our flower hunt with me, and she's going to be helping us spot some. And one of the ones that she's come across is one of the classic cacti of southwestern Colorado and northern New Mexico, and that's the prickly pear. They're all over the place here, and these are some of the blossoms that they have in the spring. They're really beautiful little cactus, and you can see, if we can get in close enough, the pistil and the stamen and everything are right there, and the flies and little bugs help pollinate the flower. Classic cactus of the Four Corners. So Eagle Eye Baylee has spotted another one of our wildflowers that come out only for a brief period here in the spring, and that are these little, I used to call marsh marigolds back in the high country, but I don't believe that's what they are here at this elevation. But they've got a beautiful little kind of almost hard-boiled egg kind of look to them. Very interesting. And then of course we've got the ubiquitous blue penstemon that comes out this time of year, and like a lot, here's some more, like a lot of wildflowers that come out here in New Mexico. For a brief period they're beautiful, and for the rest of the year they look a lot like weeds, and the inclination is to rip them out. But if you don't, you're rewarded every spring with pretty flowers like this little one here. This is a great example of wildflowers' ability to live in a number of elevations. These fairy trumpets I first identified when I was working as a trail guide at Keystone at the base elevation of about 9,000, 9,500 feet. And here we are about 6,000 feet in Aztec, New Mexico, and we still see the same plant variety here. Very pretty little bright red trumpet flower that comes out briefly in the spring, and is always a joy to see. Well, my assistant Baylee has abandoned me to pursue some other interests, so my loyal companion Travis and I will be carrying on the flower hunt. My assistant today, Travis, is helping me sniff out wildflowers. Go find some good ones, Travis. Like he really knows or cares. Bunnies and lizards are his big thing, and we've got some out here. Maybe we'll see some today. One could not talk about wildflowers of New Mexico without including the yucca. This is one of the most ubiquitous plants that we have here in the Southwest, and it has quite an interesting history. The fibers of the leaves would be crushed up and separated and woven into footwear back in the ancient Anasazi days. And these white flowers are actually a pod that opens up in the evening, and the plant is pollinated by a moth that flies around at night and pollinates the flowers rather than having insects do it. And it's only one specific moth. So we hope it continues, so we continue to see this. I'm going to zoom in here on this. These pods haven't completely closed up yet, and you can see that it's really kind of an interesting flower to it. And once again, this is called a yucca, and we see them a lot around here. They're very distinctive on the hillsides in the spring. You see these white spires, and then they'll slowly turn brown, and in the fall, if you open up these pods, they'll have little seeds stacked up like poker chips inside. It's very cool little plant. Anyway, the yucca. This is what plant biologists would call a LYF, little yellow flower. It's a member of the composite family. As you can see, there's numerous little flowers inside of the larger flower, which is actually a bract that appears to be the flower, but it's a modified petal. And we've got a bunch of little yellow flowers all over the Southwest. I don't really know which one this one is. I haven't keyed it out yet. But when I find out, I'll let you know. Very pretty, and it's all over here in the spring. As I was saying before, here is another little yellow flower. Slightly different than the other ones. But they all seem to have the same coloration to them. I'm not sure what that is biologically. It must be some kind of an attractant that they all have the same relatively shade of yellow. But here's another one that, like I said, we're not going to see too much longer here. But it's been fun running around outside taking pictures of these today. Here's another flower of the desert area here in northern New Mexico. In the high country, I believe they call this king's crown, and I'm not sure that that's what this is, but there's also a white variety that I'll try and track down here too. But once again, another pretty flower that's only here for a very short period in the Southwest before everything dries up and turns brown again, but we're enjoying it today. Here's the white version of the plant that we had just seen, just for comparison's sake. Just a different variety of the same species. I think cactus blossoms are some of the most spectacular flowers of the Southwest, and the infinite variety of each subspecies of cacti. This is another barrel cactus, and unlike the purple ones we've seen, this one has bright red flowers with rounded petals instead of pointed ones. Just absolutely beautiful. And here in a day or so, they're going to close up and go away. But we're here to see it today. Here are a couple of photos of some other barrel cactus for comparison to the one that we just were looking at. As you can see, the flower hunt has left Travis exhausted. Well, I hope you've enjoyed our flower walk today. Spring is also the time when the reptiles start to come out, and once Baylee returns from her mother's house, perhaps we can convince her to go on a lizard hunt with us. She's quite an accomplished capturer of our reptilian friends that we have here in the Southwest. We've got fence lizards, horned toads, some line skinks that have a fantastic blue tail to them. And once in a while we do see a rattlesnake, and quite often a gopher or bull snake will make an appearance somewhere in the backyard. So thanks for joining us. Bye.